yes, be confronted, but you know what to do. I ask you to display that with integrity. And at this point, I am now going to ask all censor wakers to please stand. Thank you. Just before you raise your right hand, you will know that you have 3 positions. You are either an area manager, a supervisor, or an enumerator. You will repeat the words after me, and when you reach to that function, you will call out your name as well as your position. I now ask you to raise your right hand as we repeat these words. I solemnly swear, solemnly and truthfully affirm that I will faithfully and honestly fulfill my functions as in conformity with the requirements of the Statistics Act 2021, and that I will not, without due authority, on the behalf disclose or make known any matter or thing which come to my knowledge by reason of my employment. I want to thank you very much for taking that most serious oath. I ask you when you depart to have your certificates endorsed, to think about those words. God bless you. Good morning.
She married a Baptist minister, Reverend Gilbert A. Thompson. He died at an early age, causing her to return to the Anglican Church. She had one son, and being somewhat generous and very family-oriented, she adopted the daughter of her sister.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, more business coming for the Port Lakaya straw vendors. Also, the Ministry of Housing wrapping up a 2-day housing fair. And a family is homeless tonight following a house fire in Lewis Yard. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. The Ministry of Grand Bahama, BAIC, and the Ministry of Tourism coming together to drive business to the Port Lakaya marketplace. Representatives meeting with vendors in the marketplace today to discuss the initiative to be launched next week. Azra Quant has the details.
Vendors gathering here in the Port Lakaya Market Square as the Minister for Grand Bahama, Honorable Ginger Moxie, encouraging them that Grand Bahama will be grand again as they prepare for the Port Lakaya Experience 22. The Ministry for Grand Bahama, the Ministry of Tourism, Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, and Port Lakaya Marketplace, all meeting with vendors and tenants to elaborate on the importance of creativity, marketing, and branding as they make ready for the Port Lakaya Experience. Honorable Ginger Moxie says that the current administration knows too well that Port Lakaya is critical to the restoration of Grand Bahama, adding that the island is poised for growth and development, urging all present to become an active partner in the advancement of Grand Bahama.
Don't stay on the sidelines, get in the game. I'm reminded by the great Shirley Chisholm, you don't make progress by standing on the sidelines, whimpering and complaining. You make progress by implementing ideas.
Minister Moxie adds that she has a clear message of commitment from the government of the Bahamas that Grand Bahama will flourish again.
We are committed to continuing to engage in dialogue with our tourism industry partners to increase tourist arrivals to Grand Bahama. We are progressing plans for the redevelopment of the Grand Bahama International Airport, a priority for our government. We are in ongoing dialogues with the cruise companies to increase their cruise calls to Grand Bahama, so you have more money in your pockets for your families. We continue our emergency relief grants to vendors within the industry. We are in final negotiations with investors on the sale of Grand Lucayan. We visited the beach access just yesterday and have set a plan in motion to address the concerns and make the area a more viable area for tourists and vendors.
Representative for the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, Lonzina Bethel, encouraging vendors to invest in their businesses and themselves.
Take advantage of the handicraft classes that are offered through the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation to ensure that you're creating authentic craft products. Redesign your storefront so that the customer is not overwhelmed by the products you display. Upgrade your knowledge of the Bahamas and Grand Bahama in particular by participating in the Ministry of Tourism's Bahama Host Program. Appraise yourselves of the programs, exemptions, loans, and grants that are being offered through Bahamas Development Bank, Small Business Development Center, Bahamas Custom, and of course, Ministry for Grand Bahama.
Port Lakaya Entertainment and Marketing Manager, Siska Jones, noting that they have heard the cries of the tenants and vendors in the marketplace.
We will offer daytime entertainment. We will have live band. We will offer a fashion show. We will have a conch demonstration, a coconut demonstration, limbo, live band, music, food, drinks, the whole 9 yards for our tourists when they visit our shores. We want to give them a lasting impression, and definitely there is no event if there's no Junkanoo.
Minister Moxie says they remain open to open dialogue as they see a bustling Port Lakaya. Now, the Port Lakaya Experience is set to launch on April 19th to be held on Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm Azra Quant, ZNS Network News.
The Grand Bahama Disaster Relief Foundation was created after the devastation of Hurricane Matthew in 2016, and since then the need for the foundation proved to be even greater after the destruction caused by Hurricane Dorian in 2019. Tonight, officials are giving an update on those efforts to date. According to acting chairman of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Sarah St. George, since Hurricane Dorian, the Grand Bahama Disaster Relief Foundation was able to raise some $2.5 million from various donors. They partnered with churches and other NGOs to distribute help to as many families as possible. One of those organizations include the St. Bernard Project, or SBP, a U.S. nonprofit organization which helped to rebuild 50 out of 400 homes.
The foundation, continuing its partnership with SBP, is now dedicated to repairing another 50 homes across Grand Bahama. This program targets low to moderate income homeowners, placing a special focus on families with small children, the elderly, the disabled, and persons either underinsured or who have no insurance. So if you're registered with the foundation website and you haven't received the help you need, you might get a call over the next few days.
Andy Softlet from SBP, noting that their long-term recovery efforts have continued, adding that they want to provide fast, efficient rebuilding services to those vulnerable in the community.
SBP being a long-term recovery group, we're committed to 2022 to continue the rebuilding. We know that we're looking at an above average hurricane season for 2022. So through this partnership to rebuild 50 homes, what we're actively trying to do is get homes to a safe, sanitary, and secure standpoint so that those 50 families can be protected before the peak of hurricane season in August. That way their homes are secure, they're safe, and they're protected should another event happen. We're knocking on wood. We're hoping that that's not the case. But what we do know is that disasters are unpredictable. The frequency, the intensity of these storms, it can happen again. So we want to make sure that folks are protected. And we're able to do that through partnerships like this.
President of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Ian Roll, thanking SBP for the work they've done and continue to do.
They truly represented being their brothers' keepers and looked at us as real neighbors and friends. And so that type of attitude I would like to encourage the community to continue to have. We need to be our brothers' keepers. There are still a lot of persons out there in need of food and also rebuilding of homes, etc. So those who have the skill sets to help, I would encourage all of us to continue to help our brothers, just like SBP. They're doing here today, helping us.
Director of the Grand Bahama Disaster Relief Foundation, Carla McIntosh, encouraging others to come on board in assisting with the efforts of the foundation.
We just want to be here to help the residents of Grand Bahama in any way, in any form that we can. And I also want to use this opportunity as a plea to reach out to the corporate Grand Bahama and individuals to donate to the foundation so that we can continue to be a blessing to others.
The Department of Housing under the Ministry of Transport and Housing wrapping up a two-day open house fair on Saturday. Day 2 taking place in the Western District. Acting Chief Housing Officer Earl LaFleur says they are excited to be able to give Grand Bahamians an opportunity to apply for affordable housing.
We're giving people the opportunity to complete an application to get themselves into an affordable home. We're looking at West Heights area where we have about 36 lots, and we're going to have them just completed and homes built on them. We are also looking at Pine Forest where we're going to have about 8 lots. We're going to build houses on those lots and get people in our affordable home. The minister's excited. She wants people to be comfortable in their homes. So we're here in Grand Bahama to give them the opportunity of a lifetime.
Now there are several models of the homes available, ranging between 800 to 1,200 square feet, and some are also equipped with a garage space. These residents say they are appreciative for the opportunity to be able to sign up for one of the homes.
They're nice, spacious, nice yard, make it comfortable. Something's better than nothing around here this kind of time, and so.
I feel it's helpful for not only me, but the whole community at large, you know, so help us all get these homes, because a lot of people need homes.
Meantime, a devastating fire in the Lewis Yard community has left a family homeless. The house going up in flames early Sunday morning and also destroyed several vehicles on that property. No one was injured during the fire. Those who lived at that location were able to escape with just the clothes on their backs. Jay Philippe picks up the story.
It was shortly after 4 a.m. on Sunday morning when 4 young ladies visiting from New Providence saw that this home right behind me was on fire. They immediately did the unthinkable. They went inside to get the resident out of his home in the nick of time. 76-year-old resident of Lewis Yard, Mordecai Russell, says he was awakened by what he calls angels during the wee hours of the morning.
The ladies that come and wake me up and get me out of the house, they have to be an angels. And when they come up, when they bang on the door and bang on the door and tell to get me away from, when I came out of the house, when they reached the door, they slapped me. And that was it, because I was asleep. I was fast asleep. And if they hadn't got me up, I would be in that ashes right now.
Russell has been living in his home for the past 55 years, a house that he built himself when he was just 22 years of age. That home that Russell says has so many memories is now gone. However, the Waterkey descendant says he is just grateful to still be alive and that he was rescued right in time.
They came down through here just accidentally lost, because they just was riding around because they said they went to the hotel and they couldn't sleep. So they decided to take the GPS on the phone and just take a ride around, you know, and say, so God is good.
His sister, Pearl Russell, lives in a house right next to Mordecai. Pearl says she was asleep when the fire started and was also awakened by the 4 ladies who immediately rushed her from her home to safety.
I saw flames going up like 15, 20 feet in the air. Realizing it was my brother's house, I started screaming. I said, oh my God, my brother is dead. They said, no, he isn't. We got him out of the house, but he tried to go back inside because he was trying to put the flame out. But at that time, it was so, the whole house, the roof was about to cave in. Before they even got me out of the house, they had called the fire department. So when I phoned the fire department, they said that 5 people had already called and they wanted to make sure that everyone was out. I said, yes, he was there alone and I'm alone.
According to Pearl, her family has been going through a lot recently. She lost her mother, 2 sisters, and a niece over a 3-month period, all due to COVID.
Now here it is. I was thinking that I lost my brother. I was never so happy when I saw him come walking around the corner just in his jockey. And a singlet, because that's all he was left with. Everything is gone. The house, if you look at it in the background, it looked like it's something from out of Beirut. I've never seen anything, but let me tell you, a lot of people don't think there's still some decent people in this world. Because were it not for those girls, those 4 ladies, I call them our 4 angels. I call them my mom, my 2 sisters, and my niece. People would be now talking about us instead of talking to us.
Mordecai told us that his home was not insured. He says since the fire, family and friends along with social services have reached out to the family to assist with temporary housing. The burnt structure is still standing. However, the Russell family says they are hoping to rebuild in the near future. For persons who may want to help the Russell family, you can contact Pearl at 827-9911, or you can stop by the property located in Lewis Yard next to the old Lewis Yard Primary School. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Jay. This is Holy Week, and churches across the world are commemorating the events leading up to Jesus' betrayal, arrest, trial, death, and resurrection. Yesterday, here on Grand Bahama, many churches took part in the traditional Palm Sunday March, reflecting on Jesus' triumphant entry into the city of Jerusalem for Passover. Based on scriptures, he was greeted by crowds of people laying palm branches. For many churches like Calvary Temple Assemblies of God, it was their first Palm Sunday parade in 2 years due to the COVID pandemic. Pastor Robert Lockhart says they were eager to hit the streets with palm branches again to celebrate Palm Sunday.
We just wanted to celebrate Eastern the way that we normally would and can. And so we had people coming to the march that had never been in their lives, because it just indicated that, we went through a very difficult time, but God brought us through. We experienced some loss, we experienced some pain, we experienced some difficult and fearful moments, but in spite of all of it, we continue to trust and believe God, and he brought us out. We just wanted to come and celebrate, and not only celebrate, but also indicate to the community, amen, that, in the midst of all of it, we're going to give God the praise, give him the thanks, and also that, hey, God has brought us out and brought us through triumphantly, and we're going to celebrate him.
Pastor Lockhart says the return to the streets after the 2-year hiatus is again a story of faith and hope.
I just want to say to the community and to God's people, to all of us, as we celebrate this Palm Sunday, what it indicates to us that in the midst of what happens to us personally, as a community, no matter what, continue to believe and to trust God. You will dance again, you will sing again, you will smile again, and the dark days don't last forever. Difficulties will come to an end. Give God the praise. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think this Palm Sunday was just an expression of all of that.
Good afternoon. My name is Pastor Kyle, Senior Pastor at Freeport Bible Church. And this marks the beginning of what is known as Holy Week, or in church language, we call it Passion Week. This is the week where Jesus demonstrated his love, his commitment to us. The Bible says, and that while we were sinners, he died for us. And the interesting thing about Passion Week is that it is full of betrayal, it is full of scandal, it is full of denial, it is full of pain. But because Jesus was pursuing God's purpose for his life, it brought life, it brought peace, it brought hope, it brought transformation. That's what passion does, and that's what passion in the hands of God's purposes would eventually do. This week, regardless of what you're going through, what you're feeling, regardless of what's going on around you, it pales in comparison to what God wants to do on the inside of you. And so use this Passion Week to reflect on what God has done for us, but most importantly, look forward to what God will do in us. This is the most important week in Christian history and on the Christian calendar, because if Jesus remained in the grave, then the grave is our final destiny. But thanks be to God that he got up. And so I want to encourage you to enjoy this week, celebrate this week, and make sure that we look to Jesus, who is the author and the perfecter of our faith. Amen.
Come on down to Dolly Madison Home Center's Easter Week Lawn and Garden Department Sale, going on from April 11th to 16th. Deals galore. Don't miss it.
Come on down now. We have safely protected your lives, assets, and aspirations for over 100 years. That's a lot of protection. At BAF, we know that our commitment to you goes beyond a policy or an investment. It's a commitment. Find out how to grow with us. And if you are already with us, find out how we can help you grow even more. Because when you choose BAF, we are with you for life.
Visit Dollar Deals today for your Easter baskets, candies, toys, and so much more. We're located at number 2 Old Sam Plaza.
Alive brings to you the iPhone 12 64 gigs for $249 when you switch to Alive Postpaid. Alive, believe, invest.
At Pizza Hut, we believe in pizza and good deals. Enjoy 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $24.65, VAT inclusive. Call us downtown at 352-9191 or East Sunrise Highway, 373-8500 to order your 2 delicious Pizza Hut pizzas with your favorite toppings. Available for dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Order 2 large one-topping pizzas at Pizza Hut Freeport today.
Breaking news as it happens in the palm of your hands. Download the ZNS app and keep up with your favorite radio stations, breaking news articles, and live coverage wherever you are. The ZNS app, available in the Android and iOS store.
King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Here's Jay Philippe with your Monday evening sports check.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. It was a busy weekend in sports here on Grand Bahama. The Grand Bahama Secondary School Athletic Association wrapped up its under-13 and under-17 boys championship. Also, Anthony Strong and Stephen Gardner had an impressive showing on the tracks in Bermuda. But let's start this one off with flag football at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex. We picked up the action between Three Links Boys and the newly formed Grand Bahama Knights in Week 2 action of the Grand Bahama Flag Football League. Early on in the game, quarterback Matthew Martinborough with a short pass completion to his wide receiver on a quick slant play out of the huddle. After a turnover on downs, it was time for Three Links to move the chains. Look no further as Leon Cooper picked up a yardage on a run to earn a first down. The very next play from scrimmage, Cooper with a Hail Mary bomb to Mikael Bethel to put Three Links in the red zone, and that's how the game went as Three Links boys picked up the 30-6 win to improve to 2-0 on the season. The other boys matchup saw 0 Degrees shutting out Freeport Container Port Stackers 36-0. Now on the girls' side, it was Deja Vu Dream Chasers going up against Elnet Elite quarterback Casa Munnings with a short yardage completion to her wide receiver, hoping for a first down for the Chasers. However, the defense for Elnet Elite was a little too much as Elnet Elite pulls away with the victory 7-0 versus Deja Vu.
This was our first game over a 2-year span, so, we just was trying to get the rest of us, but I feel like the girls do a fair enough job. They got to do better, but I feel like they do a fair enough job, but moving forward, you just need to do more practicing and working with one another and stuff like that. We'll get it done, Bob.
We had a lot of key players missing, and that was discouraging, and the quarterback wasn't available, so we really didn't have it together today, but the effort is there, the girls are committed, and it's encouraging. We know to lose by one possession under those circumstances, we don't do moral victories, but this is as close as it gets.
Switching gears now, championship game in the under-13 boys Big 3 basketball tournament wrapped up on Saturday at the Jack Haywood Gym between the Tabernacle Falcons and the Blue Jays of 8 Mile Rock. The Falcons pulled away early, but a furious comeback in the second half by the Blue Jays to take the lead made it a close one. However, the Falcons was able to pull away in the last seconds, 30-26, led by Randy Miller, who scored 15 points and was named Most Valuable Player. Now in the under-17 boys game, the Stingers of Sunland, led by sharpshooter Gianna Murray, held off the 8 Mile Rock Blue Jays 46-45 to win the Carl Sainz Construction basketball title. And finally in sports, Olympic 400-meter champion picked up where he left off, this time in the 200 meters at the United States of America Track and Field Bermuda Games, running out of lane 6, where he powered his way across the finish line in a time of 20.79 seconds. Also, Anthony Strong was unstoppable in the women's 200 meters as she left her competitors in the background, clocking 23.24 seconds to win the gold. It was her first time running the 200 this season. She is still tied for the world's leading time of 10.99 seconds in the 100-meter dash this season. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
KMW Battery and Tires. Brake installation. Brake parts not included. Labor starts at $40. Open up Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in today.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience Island Bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
What? Check old girl, boy. You say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with our mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with ZNS to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
Sports 360 is coming to you this Thursday from the Grand Bahama Sports Complex in the nation's second city. Hear from athletes and coaches from Grand Bahama that will be representing the Bahamas at the 2022 Costa Track and Field Championship scheduled to take place in Kingston, Jamaica, April 16th to the 18th. So tune in April 14th at 6 p.m. on your favorite television network.
Ice the coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness ice the back this, sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice hot.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Bobby Valentine, you are our Facebook friends of the day. We thank you for your support. And we want to say a special happy birthday to Mr. Music Man himself, Barry B. Morris. Continue to enjoy your day. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
The COVID-19 pandemic isn't over yet. COVID-19 vaccines and boosters are now available at South Beach Clinic on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. On Wednesday at Flamingo Gardens Clinic, 1 to 5 p.m. Elizabeth Estates Clinic, 3 to 6 p.m. and Fleming Street from 4 to 6 p.m. And at the Mall at Marathon, Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit vax.gov.bs to book your appointment. Walk-ins are welcome. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO, WHO, and USA.
Do you or anybody you know suffer from diabetes or a little sugar? Have you been afraid to attend a clinic or any healthcare facilities? Be assured that your health is our #1 priority.
Every government clinic in New Providence and the Family Islands have introduced strict COVID-19 safety guidelines and protocols to ensure your health and safety whenever you visit. If you have diabetes or any other chronic illness, it's important that you keep your regular appointments with your primary care provider to monitor your health status. Please don't miss your regular appointments. Seek medical care today. Your health is in your hands.
This message is brought to you by PAHO WHO, Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, the Ministry of Health and Wellness, and the Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Andros is the #1 bone fishing destination on our planet. Sports fishermen visit our flats every year to participate in one of the most fulfilling outdoor activities known to man, fly fishing. And guess what? It's 100% sustainable. Without areas like the west side of Andros, sustaining this industry would be absolutely impossible. So let's take care of nature, and nature will take care of us.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report fueled up to strike.
A huge economic boost to the COVID fight. A life-changing moment for teen boys. And welcome to the show, Lucius Fox. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Super Fast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lopinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. To strike or not to strike, that's a decision the Petroleum Dealers Association is seriously considering. This may very well mean motorists will have to fill up at the pumps before the holiday approaches. Cleopatra Murphy spoke with the association's vice president this morning on the issue.
There could be no fuel flowing at the pumps this holiday weekend if some gas station operators get their way. Vice President of the Bahamas Petroleum Dealers Association, Vasco Bastian, says some operators are calling for a strike.
We have about 90% of our members want to strike. Right now, shut it down. They're frustrated. You can imagine after 10 years, or in some cases, 40 years being in this business, and you're being heavily regulated by government, and government is taking all the profit, and you're doing all the work. You invested X amount of dollars in this industry.
The association, a body of nearly 30 operators. Bastian, who owns an Esso station, says he is against the strike and is more inclined to have discussions with government on the way forward. He stressed that while motorists believe service station owners are taking home large profits, they earn only 54 cents per gallon in the country's regulated market. The government, meantime, gets nearly $2 from various taxes.
People come to the pump and they see the pump might be $6.25 at Shell, or $6.19 at Rubus, and $6.16 at the Nesto. They say, wow, those guys are wealthy, those guys are this. It's just the opposite. The higher the cost of fuel, the more detrimental it is to gas station operators.
The Petroleum Dealers Association president says this is all disheartening because the last time operators saw an increase in their margin was about 10 years ago, and despite the cost of fuel and living increasing.
And when you go right on my pump right now, a gallon of gas is $6.16. Out of that $6.16, only 54 cents belong to me. And out of that 54 cents, you have to pay light, you have to pay salaries, you have to maintenance, NIB, all the other variables that go into running this business under this current model.
Bastian says he spoke with a government representative Monday morning and that based on that call, he is optimistic about a positive outcome. He says the association has a few ideas to reduce operational costs. That includes eliminating the midnight shift that has become burdensome due to the rising crime.
One of the ideas is we could go self-service. We could reduce staff complement to a certain degree so we can still operate and then go self-service on 2 pumps. But that's also something that I'd want to discuss with government or with our wholesalers and different other things.
Bastian says one thing is certain. The current fixed model is outdated, not good for consumers, operators, or government. And he hopes officials can be persuaded to see the association's vision to craft a better model that works for all. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Now, we can tell you that calls were placed to Minister of Economic Affairs, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, up to airtime. Those calls were not returned. Well, as you can imagine, motorists not at all happy about the increase at the gas pumps, particularly with personal funds remaining the same. Retired nurse Anari Miller-Ferguson and Michael Young admit they've had to make a few adjustments.
I don't like the increase, even though the gas station operators, they have to live, and the persons who work also have to live. But anything that says increase, I don't welcome it. I've been traveling less and trying basically to cope. You try to cope with the costs. You still have to do some things that you have to do, but you would structure your travels so that you would go same places in the same area. And in many instances, going fewer places.
I've been managing. I don't make much runs. Only if I have to. Other than that, I stay at home. If I used to travel a lot, move around, the love would be. Yes. I would have to probably trade this in and get something smaller, because this burns a lot of gas.
Well, fellow motorist Romeo Bannister, 2 reasons that the government should step in to help lower prices.
I travel as much as I could travel, and I have the funds that I could keep doing it. But a lot of other persons wouldn't be as fortunate as myself. For a long Easter weekend, you'll have to keep your backside still, or the owners is going to have to step up, not strike, and just do what they have to do to keep the public happy.
Well, another day with Governor General His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Cornelius Smith resting comfortably in Doctors Hospital under the observation of his medical team. As officials have disclosed, the head of state is recuperating from heat exhaustion he experienced during a trip to tour schools in Eleuthera last Thursday. While assuming the Governor General's responsibilities in his absence is Cynthia Mother Pratt, who late this afternoon was sworn in as deputy to the GG at the office of the Governor General at 1 Montague Place on East Bay Street. Administering the brief ceremony, Chief Justice Sir Brian Marie. Resources, recruitment, and counseling, the reported tools needed to address mental health illness in the country. And according to Carla Palmer, the nation's chief has assured those requisites will be met.
Easier said than done. Still, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis is committed to the task of taking the necessary steps to removing the stigma associated with mental health illness in this country.
We are aggressively looking as to how we deal with that. And part of the challenge has been that you know, the manifestation of mental health issues is sometimes difficult for persons to come to grips with. And there's still a stigma that if I go to a psychiatrist to talk through my challenges, that this label of being crazy comes out. And the time has come for us to understand that mental health illness is like an illness. It's an illness that requires treatment. And there's nothing bad about it. It doesn't do anything or not do anything to your reputation. It's just like if you're sick, you need to go to a doctor. If the illness relates to your mental health, you go to see a doctor as well.
With the mounting socio and economic challenges, further exacerbated by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Prime Minister Davis is cognizant of the fact that something concrete must be done and is considering instituting legislation to effect the necessary change to bring about the desired results.
One of the major challenges we have is that the Mental Health Act, as presently constructed, requires modernization so that we could have more, what I call more intervention into personal lives, and that the barriers to get to them is sort of broken down because there are some statutory provisions that has to be followed. For example, to have someone committed to the Sandlands if they need to, or even to take them into custody for the purpose of evaluation, the steps that have been taken. And while you're taking those steps, incidents could occur.
Until legislation is enacted, Prime Minister Davis notes immediate measures he's embarked upon.
We are attempting, as I speak, to recruit more social workers in respect who would have some experience in dealing with mental health patients. We're trying to recruit more psychiatrists and psychologists to assist. We're attempting to also put them in the schools because we're seeing a tremendous sort of a number of young people having difficulty coping, and so we need to address that as well.
Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Well, still on health news, of the 76 RT-PCR tests completed on Sunday, just 2 came back positive. One of the newly affected on New Providence, the other Abaco. Both of them males. That gives us a countrywide count now of 33,360. Meantime, hospitalizations still at 8, 7 of them at the Princess Margaret Hospital, the other at Grand Bahama Health Services, but none of them on the intensive care unit. As for recoveries, that's a total of 4 people on Sunday. More help, meantime, for the local fight against COVID-19. The United States government's announcing plans to provide $1.5 million in emergency COVID assistance for countries in the Caribbean, including the Bahamas. The assistance will help countries conduct vaccination campaigns, overcome vaccine hesitancy, and increase vaccination rates. The government can also use the funding to train health workers and combat misinformation. U.S. Chargé d'Affaires Yusha Pitt says now that new cases are declining in the country, the challenges lie with ensuring the country is prepared to battle the next wave of COVID-19 whenever and however it appears. She adds that the ongoing problem of vaccine hesitancy is a major obstacle to these preparations, and so the timing of this latest assistance is key. The added help from the U.S. builds on the nearly $63 million in COVID-19 funding already provided by U.S. aid to the Caribbean to address the health, humanitarian, and economic impacts of COVID-19, and this includes $750,000 in funding to the Bahamas alone. Well, still to come, words of wisdom for a group of reformed young men, and BTC boost its internet capabilities. We'll be back after the break.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
What? Check old girl, boy. Say she getting married? Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
What makes an icon? Is it 80 years in the business? Or inventing a recipe that changes the way we enjoy chicken around the world? No. What makes an icon are the fans. Order KFC and take home a true mealtime icon.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rollin' with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rollin' with BAF for life. BAF for life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Nassau family, it's your girl, Benita Jones, and I want to invite all of you to the Holy Week Revival, April 14th and 15th at 7 p.m. nightly at the Southland Church of God Cathedral. Listen, you don't want to miss it. Bishop Paul S. Morton Sr. is going to be there, and Pastor Tolan Morgan, and I'll be there lifting up the name of Jesus in worship. Come on out, let's praise the Lord, and let's celebrate our Savior together. See you there.
At Bank of the Bahamas, we give you lots of reasons to love your life. we offer the lowest rates in the country on debt consolidation and consumer loans. And we help you save with our low-rate switch mortgages. Need a new car? Simply apply for a BOB auto loan and hit the road. And shopping is so easy with BOB credit and prepaid cards. It's time to live and laugh again. Love the life you live with BOB, your bank of solutions.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. If it's healthcare, it's here.
Alleged fraudster 48-year-old Vaughn Antonio Johnson is on the run, but detectives are keen on closing in and arresting him. Also known as Juan Johnson, the number 5 Marathon Road resident weighs 155 pounds, stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. Police also describing him as dark-skinned and average build. If you can help authorities find Vaughn Johnson of number 5 Marathon Road, contact the police control room at 350-3014 through 6, National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430-911 or your nearest police station. Well, the Court of Appeal has overturned the sentence of Roland Alexis, who was serving time in prison for armed robbery. Alexis was sentenced to 10 years behind bars, less the 6 years he spent on remand awaiting his trial. However, he appeals, complaining about the fairness of his trial and safety of the verdict. After hearing submissions from both sides, the court found, among other things, that the identification evidence in the case was of good quality, except for a mistake made by the police and the failure of the judge to properly address the matter. The panel also said there was a possibility that, if given, it would have led to Alexis being acquitted. This prompted the court to set aside the convictions and overturn the sentence. All that remain is for the court to hear submissions on whether Alexis will be retried. 10,000 homes comprising more than 20 communities in New Providence and Grand Bahama now connected to the Bahamas telecommunication company's super fast fiber to home service, a reported record-breaking feat for the national telecommunications provider. The move comes as the demand for broadband service mounts. BTC CEO Andre Foster says by the time the project is complete, the company will have in excess of 50,000 customers on its network.
Minimum speeds of 100 megabit all the way up to 600 megabit, and just making sure that our communities have the absolute best broadband available to them, along with, of course, crystal clear digital voice and a great selection of hundreds of digital IPTV channels. So it's just part of what we're doing to improve the telecommunication experience across the entire archipelago.
By year's end, BTC will decommission its copper networks in communities that have been fully fiberized, providing a more robust and reliable service for customers.
You're going to see less cables on the poles. You're going to see us taking down those copper cables and reclaiming some of that infrastructure, which means when we have some of those, hurricanes that come through, there'll be less burden on the pole line, certainly, making sure that, that infrastructure is not going to be a part of what gets damaged. Another thing that we're really focused on in communities is trying to make sure that we are moving infrastructure to the underground. So in places like Abaco, where we've recently also launched some new homes with fiber to the home, all of that infrastructure has been buried. As you know, Dorian really had a significant impact in the Abacos, and so our mission is to make sure that when we build back stronger.
And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30 and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
With so much going on in the world today, only accepting cash at your business can be risky. Let Fidelity offer you and your customers safety, convenience, and the flexibility of a fixed or mobile terminal. Take it with you, on the move and on the go, because business should never stop. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit us at any of our branches. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Tourism today, Bahamas tourism today.
Good morning. My name is Norma Jane Knowles. I live in the settlement of Red Bay, Andros. The Seminoles, and I love to tell people I am a Black Seminole descendant. The Seminole came to Andros, and we all know that by canoe. After the war, and they were chased off their land, they end up taking several canoes. Some end up in Cuba, some end up in Andros, the west side, and that's where we are. They were here for some time, and this is how this straw work really came about. And then when you look around, especially in Red Bay area, we have so many silver palm. You know, you can't go short on getting silver palm because it's all around you. Our community is a very small community. Our population is less than 500. When the Indians came here, it wasn't that many of them, but it was the Russells that were in the canoe, the Lewis, the Bullaggs, McNeil. We do in this community to keep this alive. My oldest grandkid is 7, but I have to teach him the process. So I give him a needle because I know he's able to use the needle without hurting himself. So I said, okay, now you have to strip for Grammy. So this is what he do. He stripped the top for me. At one time ago in Red Bay, most of the men would have sewed basket. My husband is an excellent basket maker. This is not only our culture, but this is our heritage. It's something we inherited. Our forefathers were doing it, and we continue to keep the tradition alive. So this is something that is done within the entire community. Every household in the community makes some sort of basket, even to the children. So this is something that everybody does.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A brand that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
We get it. Life happens. And when it does, Easy Payday is here for you. Whether it's cash for school fees, a vacation, or even a loan consolidation, no matter what your needs are, we are here for you when you need us most. Eligible applicants can borrow up to $15,000. Visit us at our new location on University Drive. Give us a call at 603-0200 or apply online at easypayday.loans. Easy Payday loans are simple, fast, and easy.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
This segment of the news is brought to you by RBC. Start or switch your mortgage with RBC by your side. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/mortgages today.
The end of the road for 14 young men who yesterday graduated from shock treatment during a ceremony at the Hope Center. Initiated by community activist and Hope Center pastor Dr. Carlos Reed, shock treatment is an intervention program intended to reform the lives of at-risk youth who are predisposed to or are already engaged in deviant behaviors that can eventually lead them behind bars. National Security Minister, the Honorable Wayne Munro, joined Dr. Reed in offering words of wisdom to the young man.
I think it was an awesome week. We had an opportunity to impact 14 young men based upon what their parents said that were going on, a path of destruction. And I believe that the activities that we were able to expose them to would alter the course that they were on. You know, they were able to see like what could happen if they continue on that course and what could happen if they change course. And I believe that it's going to impact their lives forever.
The program is known for its strict disciplinary measures thanks to the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
It's extremely, there's an extreme amount of emotional investment in it. We're very proud of what they are now, and we're proud of what they can be. It's great to see that they are starting to see that they have a lot of potential, that they may have been underestimating themselves.
Well, as the country grapples with a flare-up in violence, head of the Bahamas Christian Council, Apostle Delton Fernanda, assures there are programs available that can help those who are impacted.
The church runs a lot of youth programs, and also we have specialty pastors that deal with the gang violence and the like. And if those programs are going to work, they need more than volunteers. They need financing. They need the ability to have grant programs like big nations do. And I think the time has come that if we want the results that we're looking for, we can have grants, we can have programs, and we can test the results, and let's start moving our country in a positive direction.
And these programs are said to be making a significant impact across communities.
Carlos Reed is running I think they call the Brotherhood. They're moving through. They are a combination of former gang persons, also with pastors and leaders who too, some are law enforcement, who too have been in some aspect of this. We have Dave Burrows, we have Dr. Fox, we have a whole cadre of pastors who are specializing in this area, that are running programs, that are coming up with programs. I know Dr. Burrows is planning to write a white paper on the matter for us, so that churches, I think there's a fallacy that every pastor and every church can deal with every problem.
Well, today marking the second day of Holy Week, when Christians of differing denominations prepare for one of the holiest days in the church calendar, and that's Easter Sunday. In some denominations, Holy Monday is typically marked by the cleansing of the temple, retelling the story of Jesus' righteous wrath at merchants and moneylenders in the temple. The Easter spirit is among us, and you know that time of the year when we see the world a little differently. We exude a positive attitude, renew relationships taken for granted, and express appreciation and affection to those closest to us. On the commercial side of things, it's also about cashing in on every buck to be spent. Here's our Crystal Darling with the story.
Some say the spirit of Easter is rooted in family, love, and sacrifice. For many, that lends to reflection and fellowship. Outside the spiritual realm, though, Easter signals a big moneymaker for merchants, many of whom have long ordered items to lock in as many customers as possible. And this particularly coming out of the 2-year economic drought the COVID-19 pandemic brought on. ShopSmart store manager Tanya Hasty says customers seem eager to host the traditional Easter egg hunt. And for those who don't remember how, here's how it goes.
Any hunt, you want to have a 5 egg per person ratio. You want to stuff your eggs with little trinkets. But we all know that in order to win the Easter egg hunt, you want to definitely have the golden egg, full of all sorts of goodies. You have stickers, you have money, you have gift cards, you have all sorts of items that you want to put inside of this golden egg, so that the person that comes back with the most eggs in their baskets is the person who's going to get this prize.
Hop on over to Partyland, and its manager, Mitzi Butler, lets us in on a twist to a classic Easter candy trend.
You can create your own cookie coop with your peeps, and it's really, really nice for something for the kids to do in their recreational time. They can create and make their own coop for their peeps and have a delicious treat afterwards. Candies plays an important part of tradition and family gatherings. And I would recommend for families to come together at this time and season, even though we're coming out of the pandemic, hopefully. It's good for the family to come out, and do things together. And Easter I think it's a very good time to do that.
And if you think youngsters are the only ones ecstatic about Easter, think again.
Easter is actually a great time of the year. Family get together and we get to eat some fish on crossbun.
Bringing them out to get that exposure, because last year, they were stuck in the house. So I know they're going to enjoy meeting the Easter Bunny and having fun with them and meeting a lot of little kids.
It has been tolling all of these months, not being able to go anywhere. And with having 4 children, you have to think about so many activities to do. So this is a blessing, being able to come out so they could see the Easter Bunny, get some treats, see some other children. So I'm happy that the country is opening back up.
Easter may not be here yet, but the mood certainly is. Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $525 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $702 and curtain rods from $289. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Discover the possibilities.
Discover the possibilities.
Discover the possibilities.
I discovered the possibilities.
I discovered the possibilities.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
What? Check old girl, boy. Say she getting married?
Oh, man, not again.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man's BTC home internet with this woman BTC mobile service in holy matrimony. So they'll pay half the price compared to the other guys.
What's wrong with you? Just let them...
Madam, do you have BTC mobile service?
I do.
Sir, do you have BTC home internet to unite with her mobile service?
I do.
Get all the internet you want at half the price when you bundle your home internet and mobile service.
So, what services do you have?
Me? I have BTC at home and on my phone.
Visit any BTC store to make the switch today.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
The COVID-19 pandemic isn't over yet. COVID-19 vaccines and boosters are now available at South Beach Clinic on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. On Wednesday at Flamingo Gardens Clinic, 1 to 5 p.m. Elizabeth Estates Clinic, 3 to 6 p.m. and Fleming Street from 4 to 6 p.m. And at the Mall at Marathon, Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit vax.gov.bs to book your appointment. Walk-ins are welcome. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO, WHO, and USA.
The Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rumkey and San Salvador, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Philip Davis, thrilled to welcome the large number of residents attending the recent Cat Island fish-off. He spoke with our Charles Fisher on how easing COVID-19 restrictions bolsters family island economies.
It was a festive mood as Cat Islanders and visitors enjoyed themselves over the 4 days of the tournament. And as the first major event since the Prime Minister made the announcement for festivities to resume, to have it happen in his home island was quite significant.
We are the leaders in this thing. I'm so happy to see the smiles on people's faces, being relieved from all the challenges we're having. This fish-off, an event that we have been having, we lost 2 years of it because of the pandemic. It's now back, it's booming, and I'm so happy and excited to see how it's been truly embraced, particularly by the residents of Cat Island and those Cat Islander descendants who came back home just to be a part of this event.
The Prime Minister pleased with the way Bahamians have adapted and making sure everyone stays safe.
And what I'm recognizing is that Bahamians have taken responsibility for themselves. They are being responsible and protecting themselves and protecting others. And that is what this is all about. I think at the end of the day, as a people, we understand and appreciate how to protect ourselves and how to protect others. Measures are only in place to ensure that the tools to fight against this virus is in place. And that's, I think, the obligation of government to ensure that they're in place.
And he's happy to note that since making the announcement on March 5th that the Cat Island Rake and Scrape and Regatta is back on course, there has been a trickle-down effect for all the islands to get on board.
Yeah, there's that what they call a cabin fever that's rippling through Nassau as well. People just want to go somewhere. And not necessarily to the United States now. They're recognizing that a lot of people are coming to the Bahamas and enjoying it more than we are. And the Bahamas is a place that we could enjoy. We have so many unique and differentiating experiences we could have on each island. And we need to understand that let's build up our own domestic tourism. And this is one way of doing it, by having events such as this.
Up next later on this month is the National Family Island Regatta in Georgetown, Exuma. For the ZNS Network News, I'm Charles Fisher.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, McKishler. Backdrop experiencing some discoloration, but the show must go on. We're under mostly cloudy skies, temperature at 73 degrees. Relative humidity, 56%. We have easterly winds at 14 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,021.1 millibars. That's 30.15 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. It is 70 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Torquay, and Marsh Harbor, Abaco. The Berry Islands at 73 degrees. Allenstown, Bimini, 76, 75 in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 76 also in Black Point, Exuma, Kemp's Bay, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. 76s again in Autism, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey, Georgetown, Exuma, 77 degrees. 77s in Ragged Island, Clarence, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Megwana, 78, Ackland, 78, Matchetown, and Agua, 79, and the Turks and Caicos also at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Telecom, and the Paint Center. In the northwestern islands tonight, northeast to east winds, speeds around 12 to 18 knots. The wave height 3 to 6 feet. Low tide, that will take place at 10:53 tonight, with those caution flags holding. And then in the central and southeastern islands, very strong winds out of the northeast at 15 to 25 knots. Rough seas, 5 to 8 feet over the ocean. So advisories are in place for you boaters in the central and southeastern islands tonight. And then tomorrow through Wednesday in the northwestern islands, the winds become east to southeast, so we have that clockwise rotation taking place. Speeds unchanged at 12 to 18 knots, meaning we will keep the caution flag for the northwest Bahamas. Wave heights 3 to 6 feet. High tide 11:24 in the morning, with the low tide at 5:28 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, also through the middle of the week, Wednesday, easterly winds unchanged at 15 to 25 knots. The wave heights 5 to 8 feet, with those advisories remaining in place. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Jolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Yeah, that sailor man sound. Jolly gray, your boat needed bailing out. Yeah, the sailor man sound. You wanna go to heaven, put the radar on your head.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
April 2nd marks World Autism Awareness Day and kicked off World Autism Month. This special month is celebrated by wearing the color blue, which is meant to increase and understand the autism spectrum disorder, ASD, which appears to be one of the fastest growing development disability affecting Bahamian children. 1 in every 68 children are affected, with boys being 4 times more likely.
Although a lot of research is being conducted on this disorder, there remains a lot that needs to be done. As parents of an autistic child, we recognize that ASD is definitely more about his abilities rather than any perceived disabilities. These kids are unique in every way, shape, and form. They have the ability to love more and to be loved more and bring people from all walks of life together to show love and support for this community.
KO Bahamas Business Solutions
And Alive supports World Autism Month.
When you testify in court, you're expected to tell the truth. Same goes for your insurance application form. You have to answer every question truthfully and provide all the information requested, or you could be found guilty of misrepresentation. That means your insurance company could deny your policy or refuse to pay your claim. Your insurance company relies on the information you provide to determine whether to issue you a policy. Leaving out just one piece of information could lead to misrepresentation. So read your application form carefully. If you're unsure about anything, ask your insurance agent or broker before completing and signing your insurance application form. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
This is ZNS Total Sports. Welcome to your sports on this Monday. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. It was certainly a memorable welcome to the show for Bahamian shortstop Lucius Fox and the Washington Nationals on Sunday, with Fox being announced in the starting lineup in their weekend matchup with the New York Mets. Fox became the 8th Bahamian in history to play in a Major League Baseball game. He would go 0 for 2 with a run scored and RBI in Sunday's 4-2 win over the Mets, making his first career start in the majors. Fox was a key figure in the Nationals' 3-run rally in the bottom of the 8th inning, bringing home D. Strange Gordon with a sacrifice bunt and reaching first when Pete Alonso's throw went to the plate, then scoring the winning run on a Nelson Cruz single.
Carrasco, he welcomed me early. He showed me what it's like to be a big leaguer. They're just not going to lay it in there, so you got to stick to your approach. I was thinking fastball early. Honestly, I was trying to hit a home run for the crowd. But I'm just happy he was able to get the win. I played Pete in the hole for a pull, and I saw the ball going up the middle, but, you know, my mentality is I want to make every play. So I saw it, and I gave my best effort. I knew I had to dive for it, got up quick, and got him out at first.
Fox on what was going through his mind when he first heard that he would be in the starting lineup.
No, to be honest with you. I just got to thank God, first off, for being with me through this whole journey, ups and downs, injuries, but it's everything I ever imagined, plus more. You know, last night when I found out I was getting the start, I played the game probably 3 times in my head before I got to the ballpark, so this lived up to the expectation and it beat it. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy we got the win, and hopefully I'm here for many more.
All right, so Bahamian athletes commanding the spotlight in the 200-meter sprint races over the weekend at the USATF Bermuda Games. The men's 200 meters had been one of the most highly anticipated clashes of the meeting, featuring a showdown between two global 400-meter champions, Olympic gold medalist Stephen Gardner of the Bahamas and world indoor champion Dream Richards of Trinidad and Tobago. Neither men seemed to be in contention early on, but Richards and Gardner would then come on strong in the latter stages, with Gardner forging ahead at the end, taking the race in 20.79 seconds. Fellow Bahamian Anthony Strawn also produced an impressive late race surge to win the women's 200 meters in 23.24 seconds, finishing almost a half second clear of Desiree Bryant. Strawn, the double world under-20 sprint champion back in 2012, has already set personal best of 7.17 seconds for the 60 meters and 10.99 for the 100 meters this year, looking set for something of a breakthrough season. Less than 5 days away for Team Bahamas as they head to Bridgetown, Barbados for this year's Cross the Swimming Championships to defend their crown. Among the team members is national team mainstay Tristan Ferguson, who's expecting nothing but top finishes for the 242.
Well, my expectations for this meet is for us to go there, swim fast, swim strong, and to do our best to try and most likely drop time in all our events and try to go for record and for the glory as well. Even though we had a gap year, we're coming back strong, quite well and quite fast, because with that gap year, we had some time off where we wasn't getting a full, strong set of swimming. But since we came back, we're coming back real nice and strong.
As for another senior, Renishka Gibbs, she says one of her roles will be to help guide some of the younger swimmers at this year's competition.
This year I am a senior, and I'm pretty excited about that. Really, I just want to be there and help support them, and if they have any problems, talk to them, help them to do the best of their ability, and just support them through everything. The team chemistry is pretty good. Everybody's pretty close with each other. We have a lot of new people on the team, younger kids, so it's really good. We're really close with each other. It's a good time to bond and get to know each other. And I feel like we're at the end of this trip, we're all going to be really close. It's like a family.
With the national cricket team leaving for Turks and Caicos today for a regional cricket tournament, much interest is being reignited in the sport, and not just with older persons. National team coach Corey Edwards, speaking to the Zenistol sports team over the weekend, revealing the association's youth program is also flourishing.
Honestly, it was surprisingly, it was good. I mean, to be honest and be very truthful, they were saying that baseball is take precedence here, but at the end of the day, the kids, you can see from here, we have a number of children, somebody else here, so it's coming again, and not only boys, girls as well. So it's been heartening to see the kids coming out, and you know, the parents really facilitating, because at the end of the day, remember, COVID time, you want to get them moving around and everything too. So when they come to us, we are now going to try now to shape them, and first things first, obviously let them have fun, so that they know they can be good ambassadors for the Bahamas and themselves.
Edwards on the importance of getting younger athletes involved in the game.
Very, very important, because remember, that's the nursery. At the end of the day, when these bigger lot here now move on, you always want a succession plan. Yeah, you don't ever want to stop the wheel from turning. You always want someone getting on at a different stage at all times, so now to protect the integrity of Bahamas cricket.
That's been a look at sports on this Monday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Hungry and looking for something so satisfying? Something to truly tantalize your taste buds? Then make it Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. Also serving up a variety of delicious wings, freshly cooked to order under 10 minutes. With 2 locations to serve you. Mall at Marathon, open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. And the East-West Highway, next to Solomon's, from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. That's Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. 393-3100.
It's raining specials this April at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Libby's Spaghetti and Meatballs, 15-ounce, $1.29. Rainbow Mackerel, 15-ounce, $1.69. Red Seedless Grapes, $1.99 per pound. Premium boneless chuck steak or roast, $6.99 per pound. Great American Raw Shrimp, 12-ounce, $5.99. April is a great month to save at super value and quality supermarkets.
As a mom, I'm always concerned about which products will work best with my baby's skin. And then I tried this diaper called MoleFix. The quality is amazing. And I noticed that with the design of MoleFix, the air flows easily, so I see no rashes or redness, which I love. But my favorite part is she sleeps straight through the night because it keeps her dry all night. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with this one.
MoleFix, the diaper that moves with your baby. Distributed by Variety Disposable Products.
April 2nd marks World Autism Awareness Day and kicked off World Autism Month. This special month is celebrated by wearing the color blue, which is meant to increase and understand the autism spectrum disorder, ASD, which appears to be one of the fastest growing development disability affecting Bahamian children. 1 in every 68 children are affected, with boys being 4 times more likely.
Although a lot of research is being conducted on this disorder, there remains a lot that needs to be done. As parents of an autistic child, we recognize that ASD is definitely more about his abilities rather than any perceived disabilities. These kids are unique in every way, shape, and form. They have the ability to love more and to be loved more and bring people from all walks of life together to show love and support for this community.
KO Bahamas Business Solutions
And Alive supports World Autism Month.
If you like a hearty, meaty burger, the A1 Steakhouse King at Burger King Nassau has it all. With flame-grilled beef, lots of bacon, cheese, and crispy onions on a sesame seed bun, the only thing that can top this is the tangy flavor of A1 steak sauce. The Steakhouse King is a meat lover's dream, and with an ice-cold Pepsi and hot fries, it's all you need to fill your day. Get your A1 Steakhouse King as a combo or part of the new King's Feast, only at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Nassau family, it's your girl, Benita Jones, and I want to invite all of you to the Holy Week Revival, April 14th and 15th at 7 p.m. nightly at the Southland Church of God Cathedral. Listen, you don't want to miss it. Bishop Paul S. Morton Sr. is going to be there, and Pastor Tolan Morgan, and I'll be there lifting up the name of Jesus in worship. Come on out, let's praise the Lord, and let's celebrate our Savior together. See you there.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that front boundary now well to the south of the Bahamas, main high pressure will remain in control of our weather for the next several days, so the brisk winds will be with us for a few more days, keeping things nice and comfortable. Our forecast for the night calls for a breezy this evening, otherwise partly cloudy, low temperature around 70 degrees. And tomorrow, we're looking at partly sunny with a moderate breeze remaining in place. High temperature tomorrow getting up to 82 degrees. Extended weather forecast, lots of sunshine during the daytime right through Thursday, and we'll see those winds start to switch out of the southeast by the middle of the week. So there'll be some warm, humid temperatures getting up into the mid-80s during the daytime. Some clouds get back into our forecast on Friday. Showers will develop on Saturday as well. But things will pan out quite nicely as we head into Sunday and the early part of next week. But the daytime temperatures, they're going to remain nice and comfortable in the low 70s. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.